The fact that I got to meet Snoop was awesome. He looked for me. But every now and then I go out and I wanna meet people. I wanna see cool things. And for example, comedy. I'm a huge fan of comedy, not just performing it, but I love going to shows. I go to a comedy show every now and then alone. Now, I don't know if that sounds weird to you guys, but for me to do anything nowadays by myself, it's my crew, all the people that work for me, they freak out when I go places because they're always concerned for my safety. You know, what if someone tries to kidnap you? Well, they're gonna earn it. I got into a fight with some of my team members and I said, you know what, I'm going out. I bought myself a ticket and I went to go watch Chris Rock one night in concert. Now, I says, you know what? Maybe I can make my way backstage and I don't know, if I get lucky, maybe I'll say hi to him. I've always wanted to meet him. So I go to the side of the stage and I run into security and I said, hey. He looked at me and said, Fluffy! And when he did that, I said, hey, listen, I forgot my keys. I'll be right back. And the guy's like, yeah, keep going. Get your keys, get your keys, get your keys. I'm like, oh my God, that shit worked. Just like that, I snuck backstage at a Chris Rock concert. Once I was behind the curtain, I was in my element. I knew where everything was. I knew where the food was. I knew where the dressing rooms were, where the bathrooms were. I'm walking around with a soda. People are coming up to me. You know, we didn't know you were gonna be here. I got a call last minute. Looking for my keys. I says, you know what? I got this far. I'm gonna push it. I wanna meet him. I've always wanted to meet Chris Rock. It was not hard. Once I was back there, I just had to go to the dressing rooms. All I had to do was read the name on the door. I'm standing there in front of the door and I'm hyperventilating, just. The door opens up and there's this man in there, this bodyguard who's just massive. I'm a big guy, but damn, dude was huge. As soon as he opened the door, just. Welcome to Jurassic. Big! Grandote! And I'm standing there and I'm like, hi. And he's like, can I help you? Yes, my name is Gabriel. I'm a comedian and I wanted to see if I could say hi to Chris Rock, if that's possible. You say you're a comedian? Yes. Well, then you understand Chris is going over his material right now. He really ain't trying to talk to nobody. So I'll tell you what, player, if you want to come by after the show, you're more than welcome to. But right now, it's not a good time. Chris Rock is a busy man. Can I wave? Excuse me? Can I wave? What you mean? Can I wave at Chris? I don't have to come in. Can I wave? Chris Rock is in the room. He can hear the stupid conversation that's taking place. I know this because I can hear Chris Rock in the background. What's going on? Who's at the door? Move out the way. Yo, Chris, I got this, man. I got this. Move! All right. And the guy stands to the side, and now I'm looking at Chris Rock, and he recognized me, and it freaked me out. Oh, yeah, it freaked me out. He's like, ah, shit! Look who it is. Look who it is. It's the king of the Mexicans. Chris Rock called me the king of the Mexicans. For the rest of the show, everyone referred to me as El Chapo. I was celebrating the fact that I got away with that for so long. For so long. I snuck backstage at Chris Rock. I snuck backstage. Until karma showed up one day in the form of the most extreme fan I have ever had in 20 years of me being a comedian. I had someone who not only made it backstage, this person paid to get into my dressing room. Okay? Yeah, he didn't pay me, by the way. He didn't pay me. I'm an honest hoe. Okay? I made no money that day, all right? Yeah, if I would have gotten paid, you wouldn't be hearing this story. Here's the thing. I walk into my dressing room from the bathroom. I just finished showering up, and I'm in a towel. I walk into the room, come to find out later that this man was a very wealthy businessman in the community, okay? And when I walked into the room, he's wearing a very, very nice suit. So when I saw the suit, I didn't give it a second thought because he looked professional. I thought maybe he was the general manager of the building, one of the concert promoters. He could have been someone's agent. So when I walked in the room, I'm like, Tao, can I help you? He looks at me, and it was the most uncomfortable conversation I have ever had. He looks at me and says, listen. I am not here to waste any of your time. Fluffy, I am prepared to take care of you. I will give you a new Lexus and an allowance that's more than what you make as a comedian. Leave with me. I was never more disgusted and offended at the fact that I was not gay. Because finally, somebody wants to take care of me. Do you know how many people I take care of? No one's ever offered me a Lexus, and they should. I felt horrible saying no to this guy. I still think about it. I still have the number. Houston, I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know how this is gonna go over, but I'm gonna say it. I would be an amazing gay partner. I would, all the way up until that one part, but even then. Have you ever driven a Lexus? Those are nice. Sometimes you gotta take one for your own team. I'm just saying. I know a lot of you are like, what took you so long to come back to El Paso? I don't have a good excuse, but I hope this makes up for it. Man, I have some history in this town. Been coming here since July of 1997. Yeah? Used to perform on the west side of town over at Bart Reed's comic strip. I was here on my 21st birthday, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget it. And that's the last time I drank in El Paso. You guys don't mess around. It was my birthday. I'm hanging out at the club, and they're like, it's your birthday. I'm like, it's my birthday. You want a drink? Sure. So I started drinking, and then the staff was like, do you want to party? I was like, I want to party. You want to dance? I want to dance. I passed out, and I woke up at some place called the OP. Now see, you guys are clapping and you're laughing because you know. I didn't know it was an alternative nightclub. I'm from LA. I thought OP stood for Órale pues. And that is a messed up way to sober up. You know, I'm at the club, I'm dancing, you know. Hey. Hey. Hey! There was a little guy behind me going, Pikachu! Yo también soy Pokemon. No! But it was kind of crazy. I was getting checked out by guys. I was like, oh my God. And I know they were checking me out because they're looking at me like I look at tacos. But then I thought about it. Oh my God, I just turned on a man. Shoot. Man, I call my girlfriend. I say, you better not mess up. I have options. I have a memory. A few years back, I was doing a show at the comic strip, and my idol, Mr. Paul Rodriguez, was in town doing a benefit. He calls up the comic strip and he says, hey, listen, I'm doing a benefit up the street. Y sabes qué, vato? I'm gonna come down there and I wanna do some shots, unos tequilas and unos tacos. I'm like, let's do it. He shows up to the club and he says, all right, get in the car, let's go. I go, where are we going? We're going to Juarez. Juarez? Let's eat some tacos here. I can't afford you here. Let's go to the other side. So we wind up on the other side and we wound up killing some tacos and, we wound up crossing the border. And when we crossed the border, it was a few months after I taped a bunch of water commercials here. You guys remember the water commercials? And then they pulled me off the advertising because they said I was too fat to sell water. Whatever. So we're crossing the border and immigration was right there and they're checking the cars and we're in a blue van. My buddy Jim, who's sitting over there, was driving. And Border Patrol comes over to the window and he opens the door and he sees me. He goes, oh my God, it's you. You're hysterical. And I go, what do you think of this guy? And Paul was like, hey, what's up? And the guy was like, oh my God. And so we wound up taking pictures at the border. And it was so funny because we're outside the car and we're pretending to be arrested, right? People are driving by going, let Paul Rodriguez and Pikachu go. They're American, puto. Let them go. It's priceless. We crossed the border and Paul's like, hey, I want to go hang out and have a good time. He went to this place off the 10 called Jaguars. It's a male, gentleman's club, whatever you want to call it. So we go in there and I'm like, oh my God. As soon as we walked in, I'm thinking Paul's going to be all, shh, I don't want nobody to know I'm here. Goes over to the DJ and the DJ's like, all right, ladies, look who just walked in, Paul Rodriguez. All of a sudden, there's like 32 lap dances that stop like that. And all these girls, they bum rush Paul. And I'm like, wow, I gotta get funnier. So we're hanging out there for a couple hours. We wind up outside in the parking lot. And this girl jumped into the car and she's like, oh my God, Paul Rodriguez, I love you. My mom is a huge fan too. Here, please, please, please. And he, whatever you want, okay, ven para acá, come here, come here. Here, please talk to her on the phone. Ora. He looks at me in the front seat and he goes, hey, tú, Iglesias, here, be me. He put me on the phone with the girl's mom. I'm like, hey, señora, how you doing? Yeah, your daughter, she's a real angel. Yeah, that's what they call her here. Yeah, man, I love Paul. Like I said, Paul's one of the main reasons why I got into comedy. And he used to mess with me a lot. Trust me, in my last special, I talked about how I had a Volkswagen Beetle. It was a true story. I really had a Beetle. And I got rid of it because I got tired of the fat jokes. When you're a fluffy guy and you have a little car and all of your friends are professional comedians, oh, they'll make you cry. Paul especially. How the hell did you manage to squeeze inside of that? No, hombre, I have never seen a car expand before while someone was inside of it. How do you get a stretch mark on the windshield? That's what I want to know. When you fart, does it go faster? One after another after another. I'm like, oh my God. And you know what it is? It's karma. Because 10 years ago, I did a joke about Paul Rodriguez on TV. I used to be on a show on the Nickelodeon network called All That. Some of you remember? Yeah? That was me, a lot smaller. I was only 2 X's. I was a 2X, yeah. Anyway, as soon as the TV show season was over, they gave all the cast members gifts. They gave this one girl a TV, this one kid a DVD collection. Since I was the only one who had his own car, they gave me a car alarm with a remote start to it. A lot of cars have those now, but think back 10 years ago, there was only a few that had the... My friends went, where'd you get that? I looked at him and I said, Nickelodeon. That's bad. I go to show it off to everybody. I showed my mom. I said, Mom, go to the car. I got to use the bathroom. I left you a present. Oh, a present? Okay. So she goes to the car, and I started the car from the kitchen. El diablo! El diablo! El diablo! I had to run outside. Mom, it's not the devil. Look at. Nickelodeon. Oh my God, mijo. Oh my God, you scared me. Me sacaste un pedo, mijo. Oh my God, mira, smell, mijo, smell. I wind up doing a show in Hollywood at a comedy club, and I'm working with my idol, with Paul Rodriguez. As soon as the show was over, we go, we're walking out the door, and he walks up to me and he says,
I like the whole fluffy thing you do. It's catchy. Sounds cute. Keep eating.
we walk outside, and my car is parked there first because I showed up late. So, my car's right there, and Paul walks by. All right, take it easy. He walks right in front of my car, and my friend goes, dude, show him your car. Show him Nickelodeon. And I couldn't help it, freaking.
Hey, hijo la chi. What the hell? What is this? Oh,
Nickelodeon.
hombre, cabrón, pinche fluffy. You gave me a heart attack. You take it easy.
Valet brings his car around, a brand new Porsche 911. The car was nice. He pulls up and, Valet gives him the keys. He turns around and looks at me.
Hey, tú, Fluffy. Check it out.
I'm like, whatever, it's not Nickelodeon. The door pops open. Trunk.
I'm not through yet. HBO.
Now, except the Hawaiian shirt. I usually wear like a t-shirt that has like either Star Wars or Marvel Comics or Transformers on it or cartoons. I like wearing stuff like that around the house. One day, I'm wearing a t-shirt that has the Avengers on the front. And I walk into the living room, and my son's friend Fabian sees me wearing this shirt. And so he starts pointing. And I'm like, what's up, dude? He goes, weak. Excuse me? Weak. And then he says, DC's better. What did you say? DC's better. I'm like, DC's okay. Obama lives there. They pass laws. They got hotels, historic museums. It's not even a real state. I don't know why you're getting cray-cray. He goes, nah, fool, DC Comics. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm almost 40. I don't care. It's just a really cool shirt. I like it. It fits. No big deal. That's because they are. I go, you need to relax. They're the best. I go, you need to chill. And in my head, I'm like, why am I having this conversation? I have better things to do with my time, like trying to get my son on an elephant. But no. The kid in me's like, why are they the best? And then he points at the shirt again. Iron Man sucks. Batman's #1. I go, why? Because he is. I go, that's not an argument. First of all, Batman's not the best superhero. I hate to break it to you. He's not. I can hear people already getting ready to boo. They're like, oh, no, Fluffy, don't go there. Don't go there, Fluffy. Don't do it. Yes, I'm going to do this. Watch this. Batman's not the best superhero. Batman is the creepiest superhero. Batman is the creepiest superhero that has ever lived. He even sounds creepy. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. You don't recognize that voice? Want some candy? Help me find my puppy. Hello, he only comes out at night. His face is always covered up. He's always waiting in alleys. And who does he talk to? A guy named Joker, a guy named Riddler. His name is Batman. Joker, Riddler, Batman. Joker, Riddler, Batman. Those are Mexican gang member names. Can you imagine if that was Batman's real identity at night? I'm Batman. During the day?
No, chingue su madre, soy Batman, loco. Todo el pinche día aquí trabajando y luego le parten la madre Joker.
I'm Batman. I said, all right, Fabian, Mr. Batman's the best. Based on my t-shirt says Marvel Comics. I said, I see Thor, I see Captain America, I see Iron Man. Who are some of the superheroes that DC Comics has that makes them better than Marvel? Go. Batman, you said that. Superman, that's a good one. Wonder Woman, okay. Green Lantern, whoa. I said, I know the other superheroes, but Green Lantern? What's his power? He wears a ring, and the ring gives him power. I said, that's a fantasy. I don't know any man who wears a ring who has power. And if you're not clapping right now, my point exactly. You can't clap, can you? You can't. You know why you can't clap? Because you're sitting next to kryptonite. And by the way, I know I keep pointing at people in the front right here. If you're here tonight with someone you have no business being here with, and you see a camera coming by, just be like, hey, victory! They're very respectful. They'll go to the next person. Don't even worry about that. Before I forget, you guys, I would like to thank the Allstate Arena for providing some amazing accommodations backstage. Let me tell you right now, I love my dressing room for the simple fact that it has basic things that I really like light switches. A lot of these arenas are now starting to go green, and so they're taking away the light switches and they're replacing them with sensors. Sensors are cool when they work. You know what I mean? Like when you're 10 feet away and it senses you and the whole room just... What I don't like is that when they're messed up, then you have to walk into a dark-ass room and establish your presence. But then you stand still for 4 seconds. No. Shit! In addition, backstage, my sink has knobs on it. I have control of the temperature and the pressure of the water, which in the Chicago area I believe is very important, especially in the winter. Oh man, you guys are no joke in the winter. You need warm water when you wash your hands. You can't rely on a sensor that gives you nothing but cold water, because you wash your hands with cold water, your hands get all cryptic. Then you go outside and people are making fun of you. Look at Thriller. But my dressing room, you guys, has a sink that has hot and cold. You can control the water. You can control the temperature. You can control the pressure. I hate it when they take that away from us and they replace it with that little sensor. So now, in addition to being a comedian, now I gotta be a magician. I'm not a magician, but if you watch me wash my hands, that's what I look like, you know, just... Nothing. Then you walk away. Shh. I feel like there's someone behind the mirror messing with me, like, watch this. Some places stop there. Some places keep going. I like a lot of soap when I wash my hands. I like a good soap dispenser. I like the, the pump. I hate it when they take that away from us and then they replace it with that little spout that goes next to the faucet. You stick your hand under it and it gives you that little booger of soap. You know what I mean? That little moco, you put it under. You know you need more, so you pull it out and then you go back in, but the sensor's like, no, it's still you. Now you gotta trick it, right? Once you get enough soap on your hands, now you gotta try to wash it off. But you can't wash it off then and there because the timer for the water has timed out. So now you have to back up and now you have to put on a second performance. Now it's a race to get that soap off your hands. Once you get the soap off your hands, now you gotta try to dry your hands. Some places still give you a towel, some places give you paper towels. Some take the paper towels and they put them in a box on the wall with another sensor. And there you are. 3 inches of paper. 3 inches, Chicago. You can't do anything with 3 inches. Ask any woman, they'll tell you. Or a guy, I'm equal opportunity. I need control of the paper. I need the crank, Some places stop there, some places keep going. Have you ever walked into the bathroom stall, closed the door, locked it, turned around, looked at the toilet, and seen a blinking red light on the wall? And you're like, really? Here too? All you're trying to do is get the tissue paper off the wall for the toilet seat. You take one step. I haven't even done anything. You grab the paper. You turn around and you put it on like a cape. And you let it slide down your back while you slowly try to time it just right. And just as you're about to sit down, somebody always walks into the bathroom and distracts you. Huh? But it's too late. Your knees are bent. And unless you do CrossFit, you're not coming back from that one. Then your bare ass touches the seat. And you're like, ah! And just when you think it can't get any worse, and all this water splashing up, hitting you right in the ass. And then the water goes down the drain and it creates that air vortex that goes right between your legs. So now you have a tsunami in the back. You have a tornado in the front. And who's the victim?
Pikachu.
And he's holding on for dear life. You haven't even made magic yet and you've already been violated by plumbing. Now you do what you need to do. You finish. Now it's time for cleanup, time for maintenance. So you reach over for the toilet paper, and the problem with using the restroom nowadays is that most venues, including this one, instead of putting a human-size toilet paper roll inside of the human-size toilet paper roll dispenser, they take their ass to Costco or Sam's Club or one of these places where you buy in bulk, and they buy that giant gorilla roll of toilet paper. And then they come back here and they force it into that little tiny compartment. And then they close the door on it. So now this giant wheel is locked in place. You can't even spin it. You're just... You can't even find where it starts because they glue it. Out of desperation, you gotta pull out your car keys and cut into the side of it like a bag of cocaine on Narcos. Then you get the paper, you try to wipe. Chicago, a year from now, I am predicting that they are gonna take 100% control of the restroom. You're gonna be sitting there and you're gonna think of me because you're gonna see it. You're gonna look over to get the toilet paper and there's gonna be a blinking red light on it. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, Fluffy called it. And what are you gonna have to do? One sheet. You're gonna get frustrated and just sit on it. Sorry, bro. I know that was a lot of culo. I threw at you right there. She's like, it's like Magic Mike. I'm so sorry, bro. That was a lot. Damn. Yeah.